Welcome to the Coaches Show, folks, right here live on WQBQ 1410, the voice of Lake County. Glad to have everybody here with us today. Jason, glad to have you here today.
Yes, sir. We're here on time.
That's right. And Coach Oates, glad to have you here today, my friend.
Glad to be here as always.
Yes, sir. It's always a lot of fun to have you here. And we had a nice little visit yesterday.
Yes, we did.
I was talking about you on the radio a little bit this morning, and I love the fact that you demand respect.
Well, I try to give it as well.
Yes, sir.
And I hate to sound like a broken record, but we have great kids at Leesburg, and
Yes.
sometimes they just need to be reminded.
Yeah, as in the yes, sir, and
Right.
and to knock before entering. I love it. Coach
wow.
Freeze, glad to have you back.
Yes, sir. It's going to be fun.
Welcome back
Yeah,
to the
man.
Q. And one of you guys, Coach Oates, why don't you introduce the newest member in the room there today for me?
Joining us today is our all-state caliber quarterback. We're hoping by the end of the season that it'll be all-American quarterback.
Right?
Old number 16, Wyatt Rector.
Wyatt, welcome to the Q.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here. I wasn't able to be at the game last Friday night, but the guy sitting to your left and the one sitting behind you, they made sure that I was on my toes and on the edge of my seat through that whole ball game.
Yeah, man.
It was the last half of that game was real exciting.
Oh yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
And so, welcome everybody. Jason, you got some questions. I'll let you take it from there. I just wanted to make sure everybody felt welcome.
Yes, sir.
Not only is Jason here, but Ron is here as well.
Yes, he is.
And we're going to trade out with them in just a little bit. But Jason, you roll right on ahead.
First off, I want to say thank you for the exciting game that you guys put together, man. That was amazing. We enjoyed it from the booth. I'm sure you guys enjoyed it from the field. Speaking about the game, and I had a question going in. How much do you guys game plan towards a preseason game like that? Do you game plan against the team or just put something on the field just to work on specific things that you've seen in practice?
Well, for that game, which is, was our last tune-up game,
Right.
we treated it like a regular season game.
Okay.
We game planned for it.
Right.
As I've said earlier, we try to get better weekly at what we do.
Right.
We're not going to spend a whole lot of time worrying about what other people are going to do because
Right.
they can always change game plans.
You're right.
We want our guys to be fundamentally sound. But we did treat it like a regular season game and, went over defenses that they may run. And
Right.
we missed some blocking assignments. But Coach Freeze can talk to you more about the defensive aspects
Right.
of how we prepared.
From our angle, it seemed like the inside run was a huge factor for their offense.
Yes.
I mean, they ran that, I would say, 70% of the time, that inside run. Is that something that you've seen before that they ran, or was that a new wrinkle that they put in and caught you guys kind of off guard with that? Or what do you...
No, we saw that on film. We saw that dive and the dive option on
Right.
film, and we knew that's what they're going to run. Towards the end of the game, we just got very unhealthy.
Right.
A lot of guys got banged up and nicked up and tried to get some guys out of there, so it kind of just hurt us in that long run.
Right.
But we game planned for it. We had the calls in for it, but we just weren't executing it.
I mean, that's the first full game that you played for the season, and a lot of cramping I seen. You know what I mean? And the weather probably didn't, although it was a little bit cooler due to the rain. But first live full four-quarter game action, how would you grade the first half compared to the second half? If you had to look at, let's just offensively, let's speak on
From
that.
an offensive standpoint, I mean, we had a huge play
Yeah,
called back.
the throwback
And
to the quarterback.
we had two blocking the backs on that, 30 yards away from the play.
Wow.
That's something that's a teachable moment.
Yes.
It hurt because the play we scored on, we had just put it in that week. So,
Yeah.
as a coach,
It works.
selfishly, I'm sitting back saying, look at that.
Yes.
Look at that. And then, boom, there goes a flag. So,
Wow.
But offensively, we were a little rusty.
Right.
We did move the ball some. We just didn't capitalize. All in all, throughout the night, though, as I've told the team, physically I was pleased
Right.
with our effort. Mentally, we left some things out there.
Right.
But, again, that's something we can clean up.
Now, going back to the game plan aspect, seems like first half was very run heavy, And then towards going into halftime, you started to drop back pass, short passes. Now, was that a game plan, or you were just adjusting as the game went along to what they were giving you?
That was Coach Oates being frustrated with his running backs.
Okay.
And if they're not going to do the things we practice,
Right.
I said we throw the ball the rest of the game.
Right. You put it in the playmaker's hands,
right,
obviously.
Because I don't want to blame it all on the running backs,
Right.
but our tight ends missed a lot of blocks. I mean,
lot of blocks.
you go back and look at film, there were plays there if we blocked the right person.
Right.
So I just kind of, I guess, got frustrated with us not executing, and I knew we could throw the ball, so why keep beating your head against the wall if
Right.
you're not getting inside? So that's why we threw the ball. And I knew we could throw the ball,
Right.
and I never felt out of the game. And as you saw, he threw the ball, the guys caught the ball, and we came back, went on a 26-0 run.
Yeah.
And
That was
we
exciting.
came up short, but
And I believe you guys talked about that big time on the radio.
Yeah.
Live on air, you talked about, man, there's 26 unexplained points, man. We
Right.
were rolling, and I was so excited sitting on the edge of my seat listening to this on the radio. What an amazing thing. I mentioned to Coach earlier, the first half, there was a whole lot of dropping the ball from it being wet. How do you overcome that? Do you practice with wet balls? I mean,
Or how much
I
is
don't
it
mean
is
to-
nerve?
I don't mean
honestly?
to sound like a bully today, but I don't think it had anything to do with the ball being wet. I mean,
Right.
we have to play. We have to play when the ball is wet.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that was just a lack of execution on our part, a lack of preparation on my part. I should have had the guys better prepared. And
when
as
a,
I've
when a
said-
football's slippery, Coach, it's slippery. I mean,
yeah, but we
You
we
get
don't
your
wanna-
hands on it, you need to
We don't
catch
want to
it.
be a program that lives by excuses.
Right. Now, with that said, do you guys practice with wet balls? Or is-
Again, that goes back to what I said about my preparation.
Right.
That's one of the things that we have not done
Okay.
that we should have done.
Right.
So that's a mental note, for me.
Could you see the nerve? I mean, there was a lot of high nerves with the players going into this game, or everybody. I mean, we got 7 seniors on the team, correct?
Well, I'll let Wyatt speak on that. From a coach's standpoint, I thought the guys looked normal, so
Right.
he'll have a better view of that.
I mean, everybody, since we're a young team and everything, everybody, I still get the nerves and everything. It's just like a little butterflies. I'm so
Yeah.
hyped to play the game and everything. But I think the guys, they were a little nervous, but once we got that first play going, I think we were fine and dandy after that. So, it's just like everybody gets them. NFL players still get
Yeah.
them to this day. So,
Is it more so it being the first game of the season? Do you kind of get that worked out of you going towards, later in the season or even the second game?
Yeah, I do. And so as a team, we kind of adapt. After the first game, you kind of get into the mood of things and in the swing of things,
Right.
and you start getting into a groove and everything. Like Monday we got practice, Tuesday we got practice. Like this is how we practice and this is how we prepare and everything else. So we just adjust to it.
Okay. The formation with the 3 backs behind, tight up against the quarterback, is that an offensive scheme that you guys have run for many years, or is that a new scheme that's been brought in with you coaching?
Well, I grew up as a coach in a wishbone.
Okay.
So we put that in the spring.
Okay.
And we went back to it last week. I thought we could go with 3 quick backs and get outside a little more than we did. Kind
Right.
of hurt them with quick hitters.
Right.
But as I said, I wasn't pleased with the way my backs performed, and I coached the backs, so I definitely take that personally.
Yeah.
And so that was something we thought would work against Citrus.
Right.
And
Were you surprised that they were able to kind of bag that in and not allow it to get outside? Because it seemed like, I don't know really. Maybe it was the lack of execution, or just they game planned for that.
we blocked the wrong man.
Okay.
On the edge. That's our tight ends. When they were supposed to release inside,
Right.
they released outside.
outside, so
And
it
when
gave
they
a
were
free
supposed to
runner.
release outside, they released inside, so it left a free guy. It was just lack of execution.
Right.
And as I said earlier, when that happens, that means I haven't done my job. So I've got to get better at what I do.
Right. As a quarterback now, with that tight bunch behind you, do you feel more controlled in that area? Because to me, it's kind of if watching it's kind of the confusion could be there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel more confined with them guys right behind you like that, or
secure?
I mean, whatever works, I'll go ahead and do it. I mean, I feel fine going back there and everything, handing the ball off to them and everything. It's just the backs, they get a little confused sometimes. Like I said, we're a young team,
right?
And everything. But I feel like after the Citrus game, we've felt like we know how to play with each other now,
Right.
and we adapted, and we're just gonna keep getting better on out from here.
Definitely. I mean, a question to you: do you feel more comfortable in the shotgun?
Honestly, I do, but I can do anything. I want to be able to be that quarterback that can go in under center or in shotgun and just do whatever, because that's what coaches like, and every coaching style is different. Like Coach Oates, I mean, we've had a whole bunch of new head coaches come in like every year and everything. I've had to adapt. So I mean, it's just you just have to adapt to what you got to do, and he's the boss man. You
Right.
gotta, whatever says goes.
Oh, I know how that goes. With that being said, how much has the offense of game plan changed since you took over the head coach position compared to what it was the year before?
Well, I think in years past, Wyatt was called on to run the ball a lot more.
Okay.
The passing game was more of a short type passing game,
Right.
crossing routes and that kind of thing.
Safe offense.
When I came in, first of all, as I said, I grew up playing and coaching in power
Right.
running games. But when you have a quarterback like Wyatt, you want to take advantage of his abilities. So one of the things I wanted to do differently, passing-wise, we want to throw the ball down the field.
Right.
You know, and we have some guys that can go get it. So we still want to have that element of run, but we want to pass the ball.
Right.
And as the season progresses, you'll see him run the ball more. Like I tell coaches, it's nice having that
In your pocket.
in our pocket when we
Right.
need to pull it out. But I don't want to run him ragged.
Right.
There's a thin line in coaching. You're trying to win games, but when you have a kid that has an opportunity to play on the next level, you have to also look out for that kid's future.
Correct.
And so that's my philosophy. All coaches don't have that, but that's the way I look at it.
Right. And I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to be needed at the end of the season as well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
That went by super quick.
that was a quick first segment, right? Hey, I want to let everybody know that tomorrow night at 6 p.m., you can find this show. It's been done on Lakefront TV. You can find it on Prism HD 1021, Prism 21, Comcast 22, Spectrum 497, Roku media device, and on Lakefront TV, you can watch in the Watch Live upper right-hand corner. And by the way, all of our home games will be aired and replayed by Lakefront TV as a special thanks to Matthias Foods and Bloom's Baking House in downtown Leesburg. Hey, we'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.